If you remember Aurora's release, you will remember that she was a complete beast for quite some time after being released. The meta at the time was so teamfight focused because of the inherent issue of split pushing not being rewarding and travel times being too much. So Aurora is very sensitive to overall game balance and how the map is designed and how the base movement speed is. She's very sensitive to that. Assuming that is appropriate and you pick Aurora because you want a really great teamfight focus, what can her kit look like? Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Hero Rework Idea Video. I am Sylphin. 4 things to get out of the way real quick. 1, this is just my idea, my own personal idea, nothing more. This isn't what Unleashed Games is going to do in the future. It's just my idea. 2, hero passives are coming back, so I want to extract a passive out of their kit or make one up for them. Really emphasizes what that hero is about. 3, I like the idea of what you can call its quest mechanics or Paragon mechanics, where if you do something, use abilities very well that accentuate the hero's purpose and draft lobby role, then that becomes empowered, and you can just fulfill that role better. 4, I think that hero design is should be based around strong gameplay niches. Heroes need to exist for a reason, and that reason has to be drawn out and accentuated in their kits. If you don't have a reason to play a hero, if there's no real significant reason for that hero to exist, well, there's no point for lots of heroes to exist. So you need diversity of role and purpose in the draft lobby. So, what is that niche and theme for Aurora? It's pretty obvious. She's a team fight, crowd control fighter. Lots of crowd control, lots of abilities that synergize with enemies being grouped up and close together. She works really well with it. So, that is her theme. If you want wombo combo, like you're seeing here, Aurora into a steal, into a gadget, into a decker, into a sparrow sort of a thing, well, Aurora is your gal, a team fight crowd control fighter. So, what kind of a passive would accentuate that and really connect with her theme and all of that? Well, Aurora's basic attacks and abilities apply stacks of chill, lasting 3 seconds. Each stack of chill reduces enemy movement speed by 3% and increases the damage they take from all sources, her and her allies, by 2%. Maximum of 6 stacks. So, at 6 stacks, you're reducing the enemy movement speed by 18% and increase all damage that they take by 12%. Forget the numbers. Pretend that they're balanced. Just get the concepts that I'm trying to impress with you. Stacks, slow enemies, increase all damage that they take. That is the theme that we're going for. Pretty good passive. You'll see how it synergizes with the rest of her kit here. Glacial Charge. Aurora dashes forward 1,350 units, reflecting projectiles along the path, and leaves behind her a trail of ice that other heroes can walk on, other allied heroes and enemies. 22, 20, 18, 16 second cooldown. It has to be long because you can't have her engaging, disengaging all the time. She's a very strong initiator, and you have to limit that mobility to when she really wants to engage. Can be reactivated to destroy the trail. The trail that she leaves behind lasts for 7 seconds. Applies 1 stack of chill per second if enemy heroes come in contact with the trail. If they choose to walk on the trail, they get stacks of chill. If they touch the trail, they get a stack of chill. It's a nice trail that she leaves behind. makes sense. Punishes heroes who use it, but they can if they want to in order to escape, like you're seeing here. Awesome. Hoarfrost. Aurora creates a ring of Hoarfrost with a 440 unit radius, dealing damage and rooting enemy heroes who touch it for 0.75, 1.25, 1.25, 1.5 seconds. Less in the early game, so it's not completely crazy. And later in the, and more in the late game. The ring remains for 2.5 seconds, 12-second cooldown. After rooting 15 enemy heroes, could be more, sometime in the mid-game, the ring now explodes upon expiration, dealing 50% of its damage in a 650 unit radius and applying 1 stack of chill. So you have 1 second to get away from the ring if you get caught in it as it's expiring, stuff like that, or if you get caught in it early, well, then you have more than enough time to get away. It only really synergizes with your allies, with your allies doing their thing. You can synergize with that quest yourself by using your ultimate, as you see here. But otherwise, if you don't use your ultimate, there's just not enough time for enemies to get hit by that quest. So you'd have to synergize with other allies' abilities and stuff to get that quest really to come into effect, which is good. That's the whole point of her. Or use your ultimate, but your ultimate is a big deal. Anyways, so that is fine. Hoarfrost, awesome. Frozen Simulacrum. Aurora leaps 800 units in a direction, leaving behind an icy statue that draws aggro from enemy minions, towers, and map objectives, just like it used to. Remains for 8 seconds. 14, 12, 10, 8-second cooldown. Applies 1 stack of chill per second if enemy heroes come in contact with the statue. So if they choose to touch it, stand right beside it and touch it, then they get stacks of chill. Explodes in a 400 unit radius upon expiration, dealing damage and applying 1 stack of chill. It can be reactivated early to explode the statue. So if you're diving towers, you have to be careful with that. You know, if you engage, if you initiate like she is, you know, she is kind of supposed to and is great at, but then you use a Frozen Simulacrum to draw the aggro from the tower, and then you choose to explode it, you got to be careful. And if you use it elsewhere, you know, in a team fight and stuff like that, remember that it is basically kind of like a terrain feature. It is a blockable object. So you're missing that block. You're missing people getting you know, stacks of chill if they touch it, especially if you put Frozen Simulacrum right in a Decker cage, your ally Decker cage, stuff like that. So there is some drawbacks to that, and it can explode, dealing again just a bit of damage and applying 1 stack of chill. It gives Aurora some options. How much, like here, like when she was on the tower there, how much do you want to explode? It's dealing damage versus staying there, providing an object to, you know, to kite around or block people, block a path, stuff like that. It is an interesting option. You have that, you know, to play with in your gameplay. Pretty cool. Kairos, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Way too complicated to write that down. It has crazy scalings and all that stuff. So it's the same thing. Freeze people over a certain duration, then they're frozen, then they explode. It applies to other people. They explode. People explode. Everything explodes. It's the same thing. Fantastic ability. Obviously dealing more damage for the more units that are caught in it, etc. etc. That's really her bread and butter thing. It has to be on a long cooldown because she can't be using that all the time. She's an initiator. She has to pick her battles, that sort of thing, and that is completely fine. What do you guys think about Aurora? Passive, her basic attacks. I mean, once she does her thing, once she uses her couple abilities, she's kind of stuck. Like, they're long cooldowns because they have to be, because she has to engage smartly, has to choose great, you know, has to synergize with her team and pick great engagement opportunities. So it has to be her basic attack. Maybe her basic attack only applies half a stack or something like that. But otherwise, once she does her thing, it's kind of like, what does she do? You know, she's a fighter, meaning she's not overly tanky. I mean, she's more tanky than an assassin, but she's not tanky like a bruiser. She's not a tank at all. She's not a tank. She does great damage, has great damage potential. She's almost like a melee caster, almost. Crowd control fighter. So she has lower health and armor scalings, but she has lots of teamfight crowd control potential. That's her deal. Synergize, get great damage. You extract damage and potential and gameplay influence. You extract it more from positioning and timing rather than anything else. And that's kind of that's a hard thing to tweak in the numbers behind all of these abilities. So there you go. There's Aurora. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think of this. She's really hard. She really relies on great game balancing, map balancing, movement speed balancing, all that kind of stuff. Even minion numbers, tower numbers really influence her relevance. So there you go. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think about Aurora. Please like the video if you like it, dislike it, share it with the community. Of course, guys, subscribe and hit that bell notification icon to be notified of when new content comes out, because lots coming in the near future. Till next time, like always, stay optimistic and positive.